Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Wanted to go live a little bit earlier than scheduled, but this is a rescheduling because I was supposed to have went live a few days ago, but had some things come up and had to push it off. But here I am now. Not sure how many people will be on this one in the chat, but I definitely will have this up on the replay for everybody to check out. Once again, you see on the screen Fred Hampton on the screen. And just want to pick up where I left off. And yeah, this is a continuation, of course, as you see on the screen. Well, as you see on the thumbnail. I never went over the thumbnail, and the thumbnail basically looks like a guy behind a fence. He's still just trying to let you know I am a man, but he had to go through a lot of disappointments. Not sure what the reason is, but he's still trying to have a prayer about things at the same time. Still just trying to get through it, right? Old brother, man. Seems like the story a lot of people can relate to, even myself at times for sure. But without any further ado, want to kind of also touch upon something else. I don't know who needs to hear this, but I think I just need to share this because it actually ties in with what I am a man means now. You know, fellas, if you're working on moving mountains with your faith, make sure that you have a woman in your life that is about that too. And that at any moment you feel like she is bringing pain, stress, worry, difficulties, arguments, whatever the case is, she's being infectious. And it's up to you at that point what you're going to do about it. Either you can sterilize that situation of whatever that infectious aspect of her is, or you just have to kind of amputate that situation. You know, it's up to you how you deal with it. I'm optimistic, so I always believe that, yeah, there's a way you can try to get rid of the infection, however way that took place. But sometimes the doctors say you gotta sometimes amputate. So it's up to you. But going forward, fellas, yeah, you gotta have better attachments in your life. It seems like with what I am a man means now, it seems like a certain upright type of man has to deal with a particular feminine that's not trying to be a good attachment to him. When she know good and well that she could be, by just simply showing him love, even if sometimes there's a misunderstanding. Because in these times, it's very hard for an upright man to even be understood by the masses. You know, uh, actually, the upright man is the most misunderstood man walking on this planet, and that's facts. Because you can't even get somebody to love you. I mean, yeah, you represent something revolutionary, and you can't even get that person that sees you or talks to you on a regular basis to love you as such. The whole world, they'll remember you. Mark you down as one of the greatest men in history. But what about that person that sees you every day? How was Coretta Scott with Martin Luther King? Do we know how they were on a regular basis? We really don't know. We really don't know, do we? How were some of the wives of some of the prominent leaders of the past? And bring that to today's time, okay? And might as well greet myself at the beginning for sure. So, yeah, as you see, I am a man. Yeah, so yeah, keep it in mind that I got this hat from the Lorraine Motel, Memphis, Tennessee. Shout out to Memphis. By the way, Memphis, y'all got to protect y'all culture. I'm preaching, reaching out to Memphis right now when it comes to y'all juking. Y'all got to protect that. A lot of people around the world been watching how y'all dance in Memphis. Now everybody want to dance like they from Memphis, but do they give y'all homage? Remember Memphis. Y'all got to let everybody know where they dance style came from. Shout out to Memphis. Memphis, represent Memphis. Stand up, okay? Now, getting back to this other aspect of Memphis, where Martin Luther King got shot at the Lorraine Motel, okay? Downtown Memphis. I've been there a few times. Of course, this is where I got the hat from you just saw me. Where? For those checking this out on the replay and those that are up in the clouds, okay? Uh, Nothing like a woman supporting a revolutionary type of man. It's not that necessarily he's about to do something like a revolutionary movement. He's just revolutionary with the way he lives his life. Like, ladies, if he's just coming off as a guy that does things totally different than what you've been used to from other guys, that's a revolutionary guy. He's not like all the guys you've had around. He's revolutionary. Okay. But hey, she might see you as the devil, bro. She sees you as a devolutionary. See? Sad. Something revolutionary can be seen as devolutionary. It be like that. People fear things that are new. People fear things that are different. They see it as evil. A lot of times the upright man is seen as evil. He's seen as a devil. Hey, what's good, Brown Do Life? Good to see you, family. Good to see you once again. See, here's the thing. I want to talk more about this. See, they want an upright man and all of his patriarchy, all of his masculinity, only for the bedroom. And I said this the other live stream to this one, the prior one, which, by the way, oh man, I guess the reception wasn't the best upon listening to the previous live stream on the replay. I'm gonna have to make a few edits, but hey, it still sounded good, came out good, and I actually had an audience. They were watching me in the park. Everybody was clapping their hands after I was done doing this live stream. I didn't realize I had so many people listening to me. So I'm like, okay. So you got to know your worth, fellas. What I am a man means now, because some of these same people that heard me doing this live stream out at a park, because y'all saw me on a previous live stream, I was at a park. They told me I need to know my worth. I'm worth more than what I realized. People told me that. And that's something I'm working on trying to realize for myself every day. I'm not going to lie to y'all, but that's what I am a man means now. Trying to realize what your worth is. You think Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and even Fred Hampton that you see before you didn't think about these things? Yeah, they did. You know, people didn't realize how great these individuals' sacrifices would be. Some realized, the people that were close to them, but everybody else just kind of taking them for granted. And yes, you can find a gal that you might have in your life that might take you for granted. That's why I believe in just having quality women, a quality of women, not a quantity of women, and not a quantity type of woman, if you will, one that just expects so much from you, right? You said round through life. 1 second. You said a godly man is looked at as the villain in this wicked world. Same with a godly woman. Major facts. Then you said people want to learn the truth, hence why people in real life feel you. I appreciate that, Brown to Life. And that's why I'm basically here still on YouTube, still rocking it out. I'm not doing this for the views, the subscribers. I'm doing this for those that actually feel me in real life, but as well as on the tube, some of those same people that in real life that want to hear messages like this on YouTube. And let nobody in your real life take you for granted if you on this type of time that I'm on with the way you feel about the truth. Like people that still want to treat you a certain way despite you coming off real like this, they just ain't being real to you. There's no way you should be having all this clash going on with people that are close to you if they know you this real and they know you that real. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's what I am a man means now because a lot of times people want to test his G. What do I mean test his G? I mean not test his gangster, but test his godliness. Okay? You said Brown do life again. Relationships without God are doomed to failure due to narcissism between the spouses. Facts. You'll find that spouse in your life more as a spy. Yeah, that you thought that person was your spouse, but they are really a spy. I ain't gonna go into details, but we're gonna be talking about that later. Most people that come into your life ain't trying to be your spouse, they just trying to be a spy. Hey, somebody try to run with that idea and do some content at your channel. Don't forget Reality XM inspired you to it. Okay. But yeah, as far as this whole patriarchy thing, or just a man being in his full masculine, or a lot of his masculine, gals like that for the bedroom. They like the man to put the D down, but they don't like it when he puts that foot down. It was good information, man. I got to get you a wrench. Yeah, I appreciate you coming by. You got a prominent platform, and I appreciate you your support. Just continue to spread the word. Share as much of my content as you can whenever you can. Information, man. I got you. Thanks for showing up, though, for sure. We need to talk more about this stuff because um, we just trying to have a more positivity out here in these spaces. I'm tired of you know all what they call the beef sector, the roast sector, all that. It's not getting nobody nowhere. What I am a man means now really is just the fact that he's going to have a beef, or people going to have a beef with him just based on him trying to be what I am a man means now, meaning that he's trying to be a godly man and people still see him as the devil. They still see him as a villain. You know, they still see him as something wicked, though he's just trying to call out the wickedness. And uh, he's not perfect. He got his own issues. Okay, he's like everybody else. I won't say he's necessarily human, but he's walking and breathing on this earth just like everybody else. I just feel that a godly man is actually set apart from the average man. And I don't say that in a way of looking down upon everybody else, but I just say this because he's just trying to be set apart and trying to walk a different walk in his life. Let people see there's more to it than just him being a black man or just any type of man in general, whatever your culture is, but especially for the melanated man. You don't want to be seen as just a black man, another black man. When a gal gets with you, no matter what her color is, even if she's quote unquote black, you don't want her to even see you nor treat you as just another black man, or you falling into that typical black man stereotype. No, if that's the case, she don't need to be around you. You don't want to be treated average, just like you ain't trying to treat her average because you saw her as something special. If that's not reciprocated back, tell her she got to go, or more or less just tell her this not going to be tolerated. Because what I am a man means now is just you got to have peace as you set about your missions, your visions, your prayers. You welcome information, man. You welcome. You said, bro, do life. The manosphere will end up with content creators telling guys to play for the same team. Myron. Oh yeah. I feel you. I feel you. Unfortunately, I see a lot of stuff going on besides it's become something else, Brown to life. I'm glad you touched upon a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna talk about it later. I'm gonna probably kind of make some sidebars for this stuff, and it's not even pertaining to Myron in particular, but just the manosphere in particular, right? So, but even the females that participate in that stuff, because it has even branched off to things like the beef sector and the roast sector and stuff like this, because people want to try to expose people for what they think is whatever the reason is. Maybe they had something personal with that person, but they want to expose that too. To me, my point is this: what I am a man means now is like trying to show the young ones coming up that no, that stuff that we see, all this gossiping and beefing and roasting, that's not what being an adult is. We're here to communicate. We're here to pass on a message. Do y'all know that in 2020 marked an infinite shift, and I said an infinite shift of where content creating, being a content creator is the new version of being an MC. Yes, social media is the new hip hop, and being a content creator is the new MC. Mic check 1, 2, 3. Or in my case, since I'm Reality XM, and we fly out in rocket ships and spaceships, is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. With that said, make sure that you got your popcorn, nachos, hot dogs, and soda for this one, even if it's the one that's in zero gravity. Yeah, that's it. Yep, that's right, Brondu Life. The gender war, beefs, gossiping, all unbiblical facts. Yeah, and the Bible talks about wars and rumors of wars. Phew, you hit the nail. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of these gals, they like a dude that's like an upright, godly man. They like it when he put the D down, you know, put the DICK down, but they don't like him putting his foot down. And so, as a godly man, you avoid the ungodliness, you know, even with amongst the feminine who don't appreciate you. If she's not appreciating that you revolutionary, okay, because she wants to be a revolutionary, because she sees you as a devolutionary for some reason, you know, that's not the one you want to be laying any DICK down to, okay? If you can't put the foot down, if she can't say, if she can't be like, okay, you know, because there's certain things like about you that, you know, you want her to be your type of woman. If she wants to be more individualistic about how she wants to be around you, she's not truly being your woman. She's not being the womb of you, man. Okay? So, with that said, I want to go into this. Incel is currently redefining itself. I was going to do a video on it. I still am, probably, but I'll just talk about it now. Incel is currently redefining itself, y'all. Incel ain't what it is no more. What people you might even hear in the manosphere about a dude uh looking a certain way like a Chad or a Tyrone. He get all the gals, and the dude that don't look so good, who look like he's gonna blow up the whole mall, or he's finna run into a crowd of people. The dude that I guess he don't look the best, that dude's an incel. No, no. I'm gonna tell y'all, incel is redefining itself. You know, it's really the now it's the jacked up Chads and the Tyrones that are now the true incels. And I'm gonna tell you why. Not because of their physical appearance. Like that don't mean nothing now. Like gals actually want dudes that just are more whimsical and more manipulative. If he happens to have a muscular build to him, I guess that's fine. But most gals just want the personality. It's something about how he is, because I saw videos on this guys that were looking like pure computer geeks, but they was pulling a lot of baddies just because of how whimsical and manipulative they are. So what I am a man means now is knowing that, you know, you can't even keep it real to have a woman in your life supporting you as you just being a leader. You know, gals want a man to lead and all that crap. Well, you about as prominent of a leader as they get. But apparently that don't mean nothing if you ain't got no slight edge of manipulation about you. Even though gals are crowd all day, they don't want to be manipulated. See, it's the truth that they feel manipulates them. But manipulation itself, they don't feel that's manipulation. So basically, the lie feels like the truth, and the truth feels like a lie. Ain't that something? Wow. But that's what's going on. So what I am a man means now is you can't even be truthful. Like the truth of man is seen as a manipulator. Okay. But yeah, case in point, it also seemed like it also seems like with the melanated man, the ones that are considered alpha are the ones who have children, allegedly, right? These guys that are like these real alpha guys, they're the ones who have all the children and all that. And maybe that's a possibility, but that notion takes away from the men who aren't able to have children. And contrary to popular belief, a lot of times it has nothing to do with the guy being an incel. You know, the one that don't have the children ain't got nothing to do with that guy being an incel. A lot of times that guy who don't have children, because they say like a majority of so-called black guys in particular don't have children, it ain't that he an incel. He was probably too alpha for a lot of them. The real alpha, you know, is actually the one who don't have children these days. A lot of these guys that end up having children early on and all of a sudden they alpha now. Some of these guys are the same ones who realize, dang, I shouldn't have had a child with her. Now I'm stuck with these kids and I'm trying to figure out a way out of this situation. There's very, very few guys that are like real leaders that actually have a stable family. There's actually only a few guys like that out in these times. I believe it. You said Brown do life. The truth from God people are afraid of. Facts. That's the true alphaism. The creator. what they say, the Most High. He's the Alpha of Alphas. Okay, and not that I'm putting a label on it. To me, Alpha is leader. Alpha is a position, not a personality. So the position of being a leader, these gals want a man that want to lead, but they really don't. Because what it means to lead, they don't want, because that lead is part of having the truth from God in you to present to her, embarking probably this possible fear of God for all we know. But still, it's from a place of love. Okay. But this same way, they don't want that. They want the sexual side. They don't want the spiritual side. And that's what I am a man means now, is knowing that they like you for your sexual, your romantic side. And that's only a small part of who you are. Okay. That makes up only a small part, but they love that small part. Not, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that, because that's a major pause. That's a major pause. I'm gonna leave it at that. Uh, but see, nowadays a lot of the typical females that aren't trying to be a real woman to a real man, they actually prefer to have children with a guy that's like a beta type of guy. So basically, a guy that's a follower. So alpha is leader and beta is follower. They want children with followers, not leaders. They want to lead the guy on, right? And they do. And then lead the guy to her bedroom. And this is the kind of guy they want to have a child with. A guy that is more of a simpleton, okay? Has a lot of sympathy for her. And back in the days, it was different with guys like Fred Hampton, where you see him, you see his hands up to his face. Like he's projecting his voice, that energy. A guy looking like that now, gals will fear that now. And only a beta will get that way if he feels like he's had enough of her craziness. Okay? Most betas don't, because they just want the box. They gotta have the box. And they don't want to be chicken with the box. You ain't go they want, and I was thinking of chicken pox, but nah, it's chicken with the box. Yeah. But these gals, a lot of them, these chicks would rather want chickens and not real roosters. See, someone like Fred Hampton, he's projecting his voice like a rooster. You know what I'm saying? Like he really out there with it. See, a lot of gals fear that, man. They fear that. That's what I am a man means now. 1 second. All right, you said Brown do life. Ah, just like the guys liking the females for their sexuality. Same in the reverse. Facts. So it's become a very lewd society. I think now we're past this idea of lust, and it's now into lasciviousness. That's what it's about now, y'all. We're beyond lust. We're now into lasciviousness. hmm That's where we're at right now. So, um, but yeah, guess who's the incel now? Basically, it ain't the beta guy. No, it's the leaders. It's leaders like Fred Hampton. It's those guys that have a certain way about themselves that's a godly man. And no, for the record, someone want to say, well, Ray, you're an incel, because you got haters, right? Hey, it's more V cell than incel. Have I've had incel moments? Yeah. I think just anybody can attest to that. If you out here trying to preach a certain message, and you know that gals ain't really vibing with you, only a few will, because you're about the truth, and most of them are not about the truth. I think any guy can say they've had an incel moment because of this. And some guys have went for a while without a woman in their life, right? And it's probably because they've ran into a lot of females, you know? Like it takes a special woman. Well, it takes a real woman is special. Let's put it that way. And guess what, fellas? You just haven't found that one that can fully attach to you and be fully symbiotic with you. These typical females are parasite. A real woman is symbiote. She's symbiotic to you. Okay? A typical female is just parasitic. She's a parasite. So that's what the whole incel is about. So I'll just put this out there on the record then. Yeah, I definitely know what it's like to have the incel moment in these times, because, a certain guy that's upright and being godly, you're not going. A lot of girls, they not feeling that no more. That doesn't get them. Uh, that doesn't get them turned on because they're not being godly as the feminine. Like Brown New Life just pointed out, a godly woman is special indeed. Proverbs 31. Yeah, the virtuous woman. A godly woman is virtuous. See, but that's the thing. We talk about this aspect of what a goddess is. Uh, I always say that a goddess is the essence of a godly man. She ain't trying to be godly without the presence of a man in her life. She ain't gonna be upon her own self righteousness. She wants that righteousness validated with a righteous man. And woe be unto her that has turned down men that have strived to be righteous with her before, and she just turned it down. Like because gals, the self righteous ones will go through different righteous men. Like you got gals that go through different men and they for the streets. Well, you got the church streets too. You know, you got the gospel streets. You got the Hebrew Israelite camp streets. They go through righteous guy from righteous guy to righteous guy. You got a lot of that going on. So it doesn't matter. But still, that's what I am a man means now is that a righteous guy is definitely going to be an incel. And yes, I will repeat again. I've had my incel moments because it's changed as far as what incel means in these times. It ain't what they call the weird guy or the nerd guy or the guy that don't have the right body. He's the incel. No, it's changed. Those type of guys, they can get the woman now. They can. All they have to do is be whimsical and manipulative. Because a lot of the feminine energy now has become even more dark and wicked. See, it's already that, you know, with male nature is godly and female nature it is ungodly. But female nature has become even more ungodly. And it's becoming even more ungodly as the days go by. And only a few will represent or want to represent what it means to truly be Proverbs chapter 31. Looks like my numbers sort of went down in the clouds, so I guess some people probably not feeling me. But it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Uh, but yeah, many people like the thought of shaming language out there towards some of the guys or any guy, whether melanated or not. They like to throw shaming language on guys about how they can or don't know how to get a woman. Okay, when the reality is a lot of times is that the women don't know how to get them, literally. Not just get them to have, but get them as far as trying to understand and be a part of and be attached to. Once again, it's not that a lot of guys that are upright and trying to live righteous don't know how to get women. The reality is a lot of those type of females don't know how to get them. Okay, double entendre. And other times, both men and women just don't know how to get each other. As far as just being more reciprocal with each other, like just got to really talk on this line of reciprocating. Really, it's about staying together. Okay, but nobody wants to stay together in these times. Everybody want to come and go just when things get rough or people ain't willing to improvise, not necessarily compromise, but to improvise. Okay, people are not willing to do that. Okay, so that's really what it is. Like I think traditionally speaking, that comes best when both are working towards working together with each other. Like as far as her role in trusting that man's leadership and him being a leader in her life. That's where all that comes from. Tradition is out the window at this point, though, it seems. A traditional man is just seen as an afterthought. And you know what it's really like? It's like traditionally when you see a crosswalk, people walk across and they look at you expecting to give them the right of way, but they do not say thank you. A lot of gals expect for men to do things for them, but they don't say thank you. A lot of them expect the man that's being a certain way as an upright man or a righteous man to be a certain way, especially if they are attracted to him for just whatever the reason is, even if they don't see themselves being with him in the long run. They want him to be a certain way around them. I mean, yeah, they want him to be a certain way with them, if you will, but they ain't gonna be appreciative. There's no thank you. That's what I am a man means now. You just don't get that thank you. You don't get that appreciation. You don't get that reciprocation. But let things go bad. They'll call on you like you the firefighter. And that's where the Black Knight comes out. You don't save people that don't really want to be saved. To be truly saved is to make sure you don't get caught up in these type of fires. When the warning is there, and you know not to do these things, but you chose to cross the line, now you got in the fire, now you're calling 911. When it comes to him, he's been trying to show you things. You didn't want to listen. You probably didn't want him around you. I don't know. You probably blocked his number. You probably just blocked him off social medias. I don't know. But then things get bad, you calling him now. Maybe you came to your senses. Maybe you realized some things. I don't know. Why now? Why, quote, come to your senses now? You were acting senseless then. You didn't want to accept his common sense then. But now you come to your senses. That's what I am a man means now. You become more or less than just maybe this old man type of guy. You might not even be old. You might be a guy in just your early 20s, but your wisdom is ahead of its time. But ain't nobody trying to hear that. Everybody trying to be on that eggplant and peaches song, where it's just like bah, 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 bah. Y'all know that new song that's out, and that's all they be talking about is eggplant and peaches. I can't think of the name of that song. I think that's the name of the song, but it's just all this other energy that's out. It ain't on no truth, you know. And I see people all the way into their 50s being like this. This ain't just like a young people's phenomenon. It's across the whole spectrum of ages now. To where what I am a man means now is just tradition. It's just traditionally people just ain't trying to listen. People are very untraditional about that. No one's trying to hear wisdom like that. People feel like they have their own wisdom. They have their own answers. They ain't trying to really take heed to anything. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Yeah, that young nudie, that thing. Yeah, 21. Yeah, that song. That's what they own now. They ain't on nothing traditional. Nah, them girls twerking. They be twerking hard. Girls be twerking. Uh huh. Yeah, dude got to come off like that. You come off like what I'm talking about. She gonna be like, dude, you ruining the moment right now. Oh my God, you are so ruining the moment, bruh. Everybody's bruh now. She call you bruh, you call her bruh. You know, everything's just bruh. Ain't no baby, ain't no sweetie or whatever. It's bruh, or man. Is that? That's what it is. It's nothing traditional. Okay. See, most view the traditional man as someone that's just doing what he's supposed to do. What's special about him just doing what a man is supposed to do? Well, it's an afterthought. That's what you expect him to do anyway. It's nothing appreciative. Because guess what? He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to try to be a man out here. There's a lot of guys get incarcerated even to this day. He didn't have to be a man. He didn't have to feel like I am a man. And, it ain't that he tries to declare that, because a real man don't have to say that, but he lives in a world that doesn't appreciate that. You said Brown do life. Making the temptation of hookup culture is very easy in these last days. Facts. Facts. See, forget going where you are celebrated. You got to reside where you are appreciated. And I say this because having a passport is not the end all be all. It's not just a thing to do just because things are getting bad. Reside where you are appreciated though. You can do that without a passport. If you want a passport and do that too, that's cool too. But see, here's the thing. We can say this as well. With that said, most of the feminine can't stand the rain. Therefore, a lot of guys are looking for women in sunnier places. But even while you're here, fellas, let's say you're not getting that passport to a sunnier place. Make sure that you're with a woman that wants to stand the rain with you, because it ain't gonna always be raining. There's gonna be a lot more sunshine than the rain, but she got to be willing to stand in the rain with you. I think I like that kind of woman myself. See, what I am a man also means now is he's the target of blatant lies and twisted narratives. He can't be himself or truthful without someone feels this type of way. In the past, the result was a civil rights leader getting assassinated, like Fred Hampton, like you see before you. In current times, one gets socially assassinated via slandering one's name in the attempt to damage their reputation. Like, Ye might not be as crazy as people think after all. And Kobe Bryant was thinking similar to the way Ye was thinking about things the whole before the whole helicopter situation, because he knew Nike was screwing him over. It's funny how Nike trying to commemorate Kobe, but Kobe actually was trying to cut ties with Nike because he was like, "Yo, I'm Kobe. Y'all, I see what y'all did for Jordan. What you doing for LeBron? I'm Kobe. What are y'all doing for me? Y'all not really, y'all ain't got me like that." So Kobe was like, he was trying to start his own shoe line. He was trying to get out of the Nike deal. That's basically what Kobe was trying to do. And then on top of that, people was trying to take away his marketing idea of Black Mamba. Okay, there was people doing that too. So he had to deal with all that. It means, like I said, people twisting things, trying to make up stuff about you, trying to put this out there because people believe the lie more than they believe the truth. And they consider the truth a conspiracy theory. People like to entertain with these conspiracy theories because it's just, nevertheless, entertaining. See, Ice Cube, he even got ostracized as an A-lister because he didn't want to follow protocol. He been speaking out a lot about Hollywood lately, okay? And so the A-list crowd kind of pushed him out of the community for that reason. But he like, I'm not gonna stop. That's why I started the Big Three, because I knew the NBA was screwing over the basketball players, and it's things like that that I have to speak out about. That was Ice Cube. So yeah, what I am a man means now is you having to take a different road because people ain't trying to let you ride on their roads and respect you while you're on those roads. It's like the state troopers only pull you over. They let everybody else go. But it seems like they always got to only pull you over for some reason. Okay? Let's talk about Dr. Sebi. Okay? Taken to federal court due to his controversy of healing people of HIV, AIDS, and even herpes. He's taken to Supreme Court for that. What I am a man means now. People twist narratives. That's what I am a man means now. Nipsey Hussle, possibly set up by the feds as well, like Fred Hampton. You know, don't think that when Eric Holder shot him, that Eric Holder acted alone. That could have been a Fed setup. Nipsey Hussle was trying to really revitalize how we see LA, for all we know. You know, despite him coming from a rolling 60s Crip background, Nipsey Hussle had bigger dreams. And it seems like the people around him within that area of LA didn't like what he was seeing. But they could have had bigger connections, like with the way Fred Hampton got taken out, that could have been very well the way Nipsey Hussle got taken out too. Nick Cannon, another person they twist narratives about, in my opinion. They see him as a womanizer because he's had all these children with all these different gals, right? They see him as a whoremonger, womanizer, fornicator, whatever. He's just trying to pick up where Nipsey Hussle left off. He's just trying to pick up where Dr. Sebi left off, you know? So there's all these things going on. Everybody's in everybody's Kool-Aid and don't know the flavor. Like I used to hear back in the day, right? People say that slogan, you know? Hey, it was good, Tampa Supreme. Good to see you up in the building. Long time no see. Long time no see. You know, for some guys, you know what I am a man means now. For some guys, it means they had no choice but to sell drugs due to the segregation of net worth. Does Black Wall Street does Black Wall Street ring a bell? Because there's a lot of people living with non-essential purposes. Unfortunately, decent men are also subjugated today in a lot of cases. You know, replaced with people that have non-essential purposes, but they're just as wealthy and prosperous. How is this the case? You got men that are willing to work and put in work, but people don't have to do much to get rich. And these people get accepted, approved over people that are actually out here putting in the work. They get more sponsorships, these people that hardly have to do anything, you know? It's crazy. But yeah, it's like these people, they don't even know what it's like to be an entrepreneur or a tycoon. Yet you see a person like Fred Hampton who has what it takes. But yeah, at the same time, you have a lot of fake snakes in the garden who they can get by with becoming actually a tycoon or an entrepreneur because the business world, especially in the United States, is very cutthroat. They would accept a drug dealer becoming a CEO before they would ever accept a revolutionary. I promise you. Okay. So that's why most resort though to becoming kingpins. A lot of people in the neighborhood, especially a lot of guys that resort to becoming these drug lords, kingpins, since they feel climbing up the legal ladder seems almost impossible. And in many ways, the legal ladder is pretty much illegal in some ways, as long as you don't get caught, right? And then if you finally get caught, you become a tool of the government because that's an edge they can have over everybody else. See, it's really deep when y'all think about it. Like, fun fact is that most so-called black men are incarcerated for trying to do the right things the wrong way. They really weren't trying to do the wrong things. They just didn't know how to do things the right way because sometimes to do things the right way, you had to be cutthroat to do it. And so they like, I might as well go the cutthroat way than to go the legal way because the legal way is cutthroat itself. It's like it's like darn if you do, darn if you don't. A lot of times in this world, and that's what part of what I am a man means now as well. See, there's so much I can add to this live stream, and like I said, I had a lot that I want to share with y'all. So much I want to share with y'all, and might have to make a trilogy of this. I'm just going to keep going until I feel like I'm done, because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to what I am a man means now. I promise y'all. Okay. Like I said, whenever I be coming back to go live, be prepared because I got something to share with y'all. Okay. But yeah, side note, even though I am against reparations because it should be about getting land back. You know what I'm saying? Not just a little bit of money. We need land. We need sovereignty. Okay. Even though I'm against reparations, I'm not against those that want reparations. So if this live stream is not of any interest to you, whoever that is, that's fine. But at least know that I'm not against your interests if you are about reparations. But yeah, with that said, $350 quickly go. $350,000 quickly goes away. Apparently, that's what the reparations was about. It was about every so-called black person getting $350,000 apiece. That stuff's gonna go quick, just as the all that what they call that stuff, the money they gave away during the pandemic. You know, $350,000 goes away real quick. People gonna spend that on a couple of Lamborghinis, a couple of Gucci bags. You might get a house, but it'll be a house you can't afford. You know, people ain't gonna put that money in the right place. So, as I said, you know, sovereignty is actually better than reparations. You know, if you at least got yourself an Audi and didn't spend all your money on a Lamborghini, use some of that money to try to get some land, at least. But here's what's interesting. How is Joe Biden going to give Ghana reparations and not consider what has happened in the United States? That's the crazy part, right? Because the real truth about slavery is that slavery was never entirely an African issue. It was more so an Aboriginal issue. So called black people are actually indigenous. to the United States instead of African. There's some African mixed in there. There's some, okay? But actually, a lot of so-called black people are actually indigenous to the United States. So long there's been so much smoke screen about this topic, it just blows my mind away. And it's like part of what I am a man means now is clearing some of that smoke screen. You know, when you recognize who your ancestry is about, what your ancestry is about, got to clear it up. Got to acknowledge who is actually indigenous. There's so much that is not being acknowledged as far as what the truth is in regards to slavery. Now, part of that truth is that slavery wasn't necessarily transatlantic. Yes, I said it. Part of what the truth is about slavery is that slavery wasn't necessarily transatlantic. Not to digress, but my thing is you still have these uh, pro-white Americans, not all white Americans, but just the ones that are like really pro-white with it. Like they feel that slavery was an issue that happened long ago, and that has nothing to do with their current generation. More smokescreen, but they don't understand that this idea of slavery in the Native American Holocaust, if you will, was their foundation and continuation. The way the United States has continued to live is based on the perpetuation of everything that took place back then. And even now, incarceration is another form of slavery, but that's for another conversation. Not talking about that today. Yeah, but yeah, this is why some melanated are calling out. Yeah, some so-called black people are calling out for reparations right now because they still feel like some people are living off the wealth of other people or the labor of other people or the slavery of other people. Basically, somebody needs to be sharing some of this wealth, this 500-year generational wealth gap. So even some non-Western leaders have noticed this. People from other countries outside the United States, they've noticed that. They like United States, y'all getting on us, but look at your history. Your history is not so spotless, okay? But yeah, but some of these other countries don't even call out the hypocrisy of the United States. Some do, but some don't. You know, because some of them other countries have also taken over other civilizations. One second, y'all. Hey, y'all, I'm definitely gonna have to continue this live stream a little bit later on here, but I got y'all. I'm gonna reschedule. Gonna do this trilogy for y'all, but make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks a million for stopping by. See y'all on the next one. Much love.